Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from BoLS, and today we have Shadowspear. I am so stoked about this one. I cannot wait to get into this box. I'm going to flip it over real quick so you guys can see what we're looking at today. In this box will be 3 books. We've got the Shadowspear campaign book, 24-page book for that, the 24-page Vanguard Space Marine book, and the 24-page Codex Daemonkin book. These are both actual codexes. They're tiny, but they're codexes. There's also 35 minis, which includes a captain, a librarian, and a lieutenant, all in Phobos armor, 3 suppressors, 3 eliminators, 10 infiltrators on the Space Marine Vanguard side. And then on the Chaos Daemonkin side, we have the Master Possession, Venom Crawler, 2 Obliterators, 2 Greater Possessed, and 10 Chaos Space Marines. So, let's dive in. Here we go! I'm kind of excited. I don't know if you can tell. I like Chaos. I like the Marines. This is good times. Here we go. We have a little bubble wrap. Move that to the side. Bases. A lot of bases. We're not going to go through those. You guys know what bases look like. What else is in here? Turn the box sideways. Let's do this. So first off, we've got 1 sprue here for Vanguard. Second Vanguard. Wait a minute. These are the same sprue. Okay, so you get 2 copies of that sprue. We get the Master of Possession. That guy right there. We have, this is the Librarian sprue. There, and there. We've got, I believe this is the Captain sprue. Yep, you can tell. Captain there. I'm going to move these to the side now. Keep going. We have a second sprue. This is a big one. This one looks like Chaos. Alright, so we're going to come back to this sprue because I want to point some stuff out. We'll see what we can see from the Demon Engine teasers too that have been revealed. We've got the, looks like the Obliterators. Oh, that's interesting. Venom Crawler, yes, but it's got separate sections for the Obliterators and Venom Crawler on both sides. That's important because that tells me that this is not part of a standalone kit. Like these, whenever these guys come out in a standalone kit, because you know they will, these are not the same kits. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And then finally, we have the rest of the Space Marine sprues here as well. We'll come back to this one too, just to show these off again, but spend a little more time on them. We have the little art thing that keeps the books from getting all scratched up on shipping. You can see that's what happened there. Hey, it happens, it happens. Flight stands for the suppressors. Seen those before. Get a little sample chapter of the Black Legion book. One of the big bases, probably for the Venom Crawler, if I had to guess. Some water slide transfers. We've got some books. We've got a couple more bases. I'm guessing for the Obliterators, if I had to put money on it. Move that to the side. And then we've got the 3 books, along with instrucciones on how to actually put all this stuff together. Haha! Winning. Here we go. Shadowspear book. Again, this is the Marine book. We've got Marines. No, this is not the Marine book. This is the campaign book. It's got some missions in here. It's got some story, which fills in some holes from Vigilus 1 to Vigilus 2, if I had to guess. But got some missions, got some special stratagems for those missions, things like that. Vanguard Assault. All right. Put that to the side. Vanguard Space Marine book, and in this book, we've got we're gonna have some new data sheets, obviously for the new units, a little bit of background about them, and an update for codexes here. So sort of find more stuff, and then there's a thing about Phobos, the Phobos keyword right here. And actually, this is interesting because designer's note says that many instance books have the Phobos keyword. Reaver squads also wear Phobos armor and so should have this keyword. As a result, you should treat Reaver squads in Codex Space Marines, Codex Blood Angels, Codex Dark Angels, and Reavers in Codex Deathwatch, and Codex Space Wolves as having Phobos keyword for all rules purposes. That's going to come into play for something, and those somethings are probably going to be the psychic powers that we've seen so far. Shrouding, Scryer's Gate, and Temporal Corridor. There's 6 new psychic powers, as you can see. 6 new warlord traits. There's also points in the back here. It goes over all the chapter tactics. Basically like a real codex. This is what this is. And then we've got all the data sheets for the different characters and different new units. And then, of course, the Heretic Astartes book. It's probably more of the same. Demonkin, background, data sheets, background. Oh, it's got a designer's note here too. Obliterator data sheets and points values printed in this booklet. Update those found in the 2007 edition of Codex Space Marines, Codex Chaos Space Marines. It should be used in your games of Warhammer 40,000. The Chaos Space Marines data sheet, page 17 in this book, does not update or replace the similarly named data sheet in Codex Chaos Space Marines. So the one in here is the same one. It's just reprinted. It is published here for your convenience, listing the war gear on the miniatures included within this box. You can use either data sheet for your Chaos Space Marines in your games of Warhammer 40,000, but you should use the updated points values for this unit found on page 24. So if I'm reading this correctly, the Obliterators update the Chaos Codex, which I happen to have. So the Obliterators update the Obliterators in this book, but the Chaos Space Marines, you can use either data sheet because they're basically the same, but they're pointed out, built specifically to the ones in this box here. So, but the data sheet's virtually identical, but you use the points for both Chaos and the Obliterators from this book. Okay, good to know. So there you have it. And actually goes over a little bit here. Demonkin, all that fun stuff. It's got the units. It's got the new warlord traits and the new disciplines, which we've actually seen these already, thanks to spoilers. Moving on from there, then the points for that as well. We get a little rules pamphlet, which we always like getting those. And then, of course, we've got... Oh, didn't need those faces. We've got instructions on how to build everything. And funnily enough, I don't think there's going to be rules for these units in the back because we've got the book. But there you have it. That's everything in the box. I'm going to pause real fast. We're going to go revisit some of those sprues. All right, I want to take a closer look at a handful of these sprues because they are new, and I think these are actually unique to the Shadowspear box. I think if I had to put money on it, we're eventually going to see these cut up slightly different and released as their own separate kits, but for now, this is what we've got in the box. So as you can see here, we've got eliminators and parts of the suppressors, which are the jump pack dudes with the big autocannon, on this sprue. So that tells me, that's a sign to me that Games Workshop is planning on doing more with both of these units as a standalone releases later. I don't have any confirmation for that. Call it a gut feeling. We've been following GW stuff for a very long time, so I have a pretty good inclination as to what's next for these kits. Because if they only sell them in these kits like they did for the Abominants for a very long time, even those eventually got a new boxed set, and that feels like a direction Games Workshop's going to go eventually. The same thing happened with other stuff, but here's another example of that. You can see here, here are more of the infiltrators along with the suppressors. You can see the autocannons there that are part of these two different sprues. It's very unlikely that Games Workshop is going to sell the eliminators, and actually there's the eliminators there, the infiltrators, the regular Phobos dudes by themselves. I mean, they're gonna break those out by themselves eventually, is what I'm trying to say. So we should end up, once this release gets all settled, I would guess from the time of this video in a couple of months, we're probably going to see these units all get released as standalone kits. So that's on the Space Marine side. We're probably going to see standalone kits as well for the Master Possession, the Captain and Phobos Armor, and the Librarian. I wouldn't be surprised. Here's the Venom Crawler kit. Now this is our sprue with the Obliterators also on this sprue. You can see how big and how open the Venom Crawler chassis is going to be. If you wanted to get crazy with some LEDs in there, hey, that'd be pretty sweet. That'd be a-okay in my book. There's some stuff on here that we're noticing. If you guys remember some of the Demon Engine stuff, there's no that Bale Flamer cannon is nowhere on this sprue. The power weapons, power fists that we saw, the lightning claw that we saw, nowhere on this sprue. there's a lot of other Chaos bits that were teased by the GW Demon Engine for about 2 weeks that are nowhere on this sprue, which is exciting to me because that again is another sign that there's probably going to be more kits coming out. It's just too coincidental to not have that happen. So pretty cool stuff, and again, I really like the Obliterator stuff. I want to see a kit with more than just. I'm hoping that we get a box set of Obliterators that are fully posable, optional weapon options to swap around and stuff like that. I don't know how crazy that kit's going to be, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, folks, fingers crossed, that we get more Obliterators like in this style. So hopefully replace that sprue. So there's that one, and then finally the Chaos Space Marine sprue. One more look at that one. Again, this is a very dense sprue. There's actually the Greater Possessed are also on this sprue. There's one here, and I believe the other ones are around here somewhere. There's the main guy we saw. Here's the other guy. So that's their backs. Really cool looking. Really cool looking. The other thing too I've noticed about all of these kits, they are all monopose, which is good and bad in some ways. It's good for beginning hobbyists because you don't have to deal with anything. You just follow the instructions. It's all essentially snapped together. You're still going to want to use plastic glue with assembly for these guys. They're not snap fit, but they will. They're not going to hold together, but you can. It's got pegs and stuff, so stuff's going to fit together that way in a very specific manner. So pretty cool around there. And then finally, just to end on this, let's go ahead and just look at the 3 character sprues up close here for you too. So don't want to hold out on you guys too much, but yeah, that's pretty much everything in the Shadowspear box. Looks really good. I think GW's got a hit on their hands. It's always good to see Space Marines versus Chaos Space Marines. So that is everything in the Shadowspear box set. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS. Thanks for watching. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.